In this video, we are going to look at one additional feature of the grid layout. Before we do, let's reset these columns to auto and auto so that they have the same spacing. Okay. Now they're occupying all the same amount of width. Now, our goal for this video is to figure out how can you take one of these boxes and make it occupy more space. Right now it occupies, for example, this first one, it just has one row and one column. But what if this is a special piece of content that we want it to occupy two columns? So basically this one would get two spaces here and all the others would get pushed down one farther. To do this in the grid system, we have what are called column lines and what are called row lines. These are going to help us specify where we want a specific item to start and finish. In the example I'm outlining, we essentially want the box that's right here to now take up two columns of space. What we're going to say is start at column line 1 and go until column line 3. Notice the numbering here, not line 1 starts at the very beginning, not the end of the first column, but the very beginning. Line 2 is at the end of the first column, and line 3 is at the end of the second column. So we're going to say start at column line 1 and end at column line 3. Let's try it. To do so, I'm going to work just on this first box here. I'm not going to work on the others because I don't want them to change as well. So I'm going to give it an ID. I'm going to call it box 1. I know that's really similar to class, but just because it's generic, we'll keep it for now. Box 1. If I'm using ID, we need to use hashtag. And now the property we're going to use is called grid column start. And so this property here is going to ask us which column line do you want to start at. And again, we want to start at line 1 and we want to end at line 3. So we will do 1, and then you can add a property called grid column end, and this one will be at 3. Let's see how it worked. Okay. Now this item here takes up 2 columns of space. Okay. Why don't you try the next option? See if you can get 2 here to occupy one space here and another space there. To do this is very similar. You could essentially just copy this code here and just do box 2. We have to assign the ID down here. Box 2. Let's save it and run. Okay. You'll notice there's a little gap here because we just made 2 take up 2 columns, so it's going to skip this space here. We can also control the rows and the columns as well. Let's say we wanted box 4 here to take up 2 rows and 2 columns. Let's look at where it is right now. If we go back to our column lines and row lines, let's imagine we're looking at our box 4. So it's currently at 1, 2, 3. So it starts at row 3. And for this one, let's say we wanted to go down 2 rows. We would then go, here's 3, 4, and 5. So it starts at 3 and it ends at 5. Let's try that. This is box 4. Let's do ID box 4. And this time we're going to start with the rows. So we're going to do grid row start. Again, we said 1, 2, 3, and it ends at 4, 5. So 3 to 5. Grid row start is 3, and grid row end is 5. Let's see how this worked. Okay, and so now it took up those 2 rows. You could also expand this one to have 2 columns. it's starting at column 1. Here is column 2. And we want it to go, let's say, to column 3 here. They're column line 3. So we'd say from 1 to 3. We could actually just borrow some of this code here and paste it down there and run it. Okay, and now this one is taking up 2 sets of spaces. Basically, it has 2 rows and 2 columns. As a small challenge, why don't you see if you could get this 7th one here up into the top right, so we kind of have an even layout. I know the numbers are kind of funky, but see if you get 7 up here. Now, to do this, remember that this is the first column, this is the second column, and this is the third column. So 7, we want to go 1, 2, start at 3, end at 4 for the columns. So let's do box 7, give it an ID. Just going to copy this. I'm going to copy one of the columns because that's what we're going to edit first. And again, just a reminder, we went 1, 2, 3. We want to start at 3 and end at 4. So we're going to say from 3 to 4. That will move it over. So now it's over here. And if you want to move it up, we have to do the rows. This is the first row. This is the second row. I'm just going to copy these 2 here and do 1, 2. Okay, and now it's kind of neatly compact there. So basically we have total control over how we orientate these different objects. We can make them larger or taller, we can make them smaller, and we can rearrange them here. And that's the nice thing about Grid. We have a lot of control over where each piece goes. So this can allow you a lot of flexibility in terms of how you want to orientate different layout elements within a single container. In the next video, we will tackle ways, or we'll look at incorporating this into our actual website.